see that video, it just inspires me. Because a lot of times we do our why. And how many times you do, and B, you don't have to raise your hand, but how many times you do your why, and you put notes to your paper and your attitude is like, okay, here's my why. But we've got no substance behind it. Okay? You have to know what you want. The how will figure itself out. But you really have to know what it is that you want. And that's why your dream board is important. Okay? I remember watching Shalyn Murphy, and she used to have her daughter, go rock that party, Mom! You guys remember that?
Yeah.
She, her why was so strong that she got her whole family involved. And make your why about your family. Don't do it because you don't want it to affect your family. Do it because you want it to affect their family. I mean, they went away to Florida for 5 days just recently, I think it was. They were posting pictures on there, but their kids knew why they were doing it. And they were part of the reason. When Mommy and Daddy get to this is what's going to happen. Include your family, but take it seriously. And put some vim and vigor into it. Just think about that, your why. Just think about that guy. Because remember, words are only 7%. Physiology is 60 to 70%. Ask yourself, when you're talking to your prospects, are you just talking words? Or are you talking with passion and emotion? Because people will feel your energy. When you know it, do you know it's going to work? Or do you doubt it's going to work? Okay, you have to know it. It's got to come from here. Because people will feel your energy. People will feel it. So I hope that video was a bit impactful. Okay, and I forgot, we handed out the sheets earlier. And the sheets that were on there were, what's your big rocks? What's your pebbles? And what's your sand? Because that's going to help to define what your why is all about. Get magazines, cut out pictures. Take, and have your dream board right there and look at it. Don't put it under your bed. Because remember, you get what you focus on. You don't get what you want. So if you can't visualize it all the time, because what's happening is when you're visualizing it, the subconscious mind is processing it. Because it wants to make it happen for you. Your subconscious does not want to disappoint you. It doesn't want to make you wrong. So you have to really watch what words you use, and I'm going to do another little exercise a little bit later on. So does everybody get why the why is so important? Because it's about you and what is it that drives you. And I always tell people you're going to have a couple of different whys. If you're starting off in this business, it might be to get out of your job. It might be for a couple of other things, but it doesn't get to the substance of what you want. Just get to the substance of what you want. You want to spend more time with your kids, your family. You want to be able to vacation once a month. Whatever it might be, you have to figure that out. But this is critical because you need to do that for yourself. So, 10 core commitments. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but here's what I want you to focus on is that when you look at all of these things, doing your 2 a day, committing to having an RRP or a Facebook Live, whatever it is that you're doing with your team, committing to personal development. I can tell you when I read, when I don't read, I know it because I think a little bit differently. We feed our bodies, we need to feed our mind every day. And we have to master the mundane. I remember at the Indie NLA that we went to, Shalyn talked about once she hit 5-star, she had a conversation with Jeff, and she says, okay, Jeff, give me the skinny. What's the secret? What's the secret to this business? And he said to her, the secret to this business is mastering the mundane. Make the boring exciting. Master that, do it with excitement, vim, and vigor, and your business will flourish. Rather than saying, oh, I got to do my 2 a day today. Okay, I got to identify 2 people that I can share some information with. Make it exciting in your mind. Have a little game. Okay, make it exciting in your mind. And if you can master the mundane, a lot of these things become a lot less work and more fun. Yes?
Have you heard the thought of saying I have to do something versus I get to? Like saying I have to do 2
absolutely.
versus I get to.
Well, it's the whole scarcity and abundance mentality.
Right.
Never say words like want, try, I want this, because when you're using words like that, you're sending out to the universe that you don't have it, and it's not in abundance. When you say I desire, I am, I will have, then you're putting it out there, and it will come back to you tenfold. But you have to have the right mindset. Actually, I'm going to do this exercise right now. I need somebody from the audience. Come on up.
Okay.
We don't know each other, do we?
No. Well, I used to be blonde.
Used to be blonde? I didn't know you were blonde? know?
No, I was here for a while.
What's your name?
Sandra.
Sandra? Take this on. I'm Sil. Like a windowsill.
Okay.
My wife knows you. She's
Yeah.
spoken to you a lot.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know her. Okay. And this is a really powerful exercise because thoughts are things. What you focus on grows. What's one of your goals? It can be anything, whatever it is.
To get out of debt.
Okay, so what I want you to do, I want you to take your thumb and your middle finger and put it together, and I want you to repeat over and over, and I'm going to see if I can separate. I'm going to try to get out of debt. I'm going to try to get out of debt.
I'm going to try to get out of debt. I'm going to try to get out of debt.
Okay, you
Try
want to
to
say?
get out of debt.
Okay, so what I want you to do right now is I want you to say, I will get out of debt. I will get out of
I
debt.
will get out of debt. I will get out of debt. I will get out of debt.
Am I pulling hard?
Yeah.
Am I pulling hard?
Yeah.
Okay. Thoughts are things. Thank you. We didn't plan this, did we?
No.
Okay. Thoughts are things, guys. What you focus on grows. And here's what I want you to do, because you're looking at me saying, oh yeah, he probably put some crazy glue in her fingers. Okay? I want you to turn to the person beside you, and I want you to do that exercise. So that it can be any goal. So what I want you to do is your thumb and your middle finger, I'm going to try with whatever your goal. And then after that, I want you to say, I will. And I want each one of you to do that. I'll give you guys 5 minutes. Everybody have a partner? You have a partner? You feel it? Seriously. When I'm sitting up here, you're like, yeah. Oh, yeah. You get a chance to do it? It's good. Is everybody done? Any volunteers to speak of what they thought, what they felt the second time that they did it? Did you guys go, oh my God? So when you call your prospect, go ahead, John.
I was just going to say, I even tried to keep it light. So you can pull them apart and it didn't work.
And you couldn't do it. Anybody want to share what went through their mind when they did that?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, absolutely. And here's the thing. When you're calling a prospect, when you're sitting down with somebody, when you're doing whatever you're doing, are you just going through the motions? I'm going to try to do this. I'm going to try to pick this up. Or I am going to pick it up. You either do one or the other. You can't do both. Does everybody get the importance of thoughts or things? Words are powerful. You know? Make sure that you're using the proper... Sorry, guys. I was getting too hot with my sweater on. I hope that's okay. But it's really important that you use the proper words in your mindset. Get your mindset up. I remember we saw Anthony Robbins once many, many years ago. And he says, you can change your mindset in seconds. He says, if you're upset, if you're in a bad state of mind, chances are your shoulders are slouched, your head's down, your voice is down. He says, in a matter of seconds, says, lift up your shoulders, lift up your head, and look at the ceiling and try to be mad. You're going to start laughing. And you can change your... And this is when I own my music store. And, you know, we come across situations with employees and with customers, and sometimes you get upset, but you got to change your attitude. It works in seconds. So really, really watch this. And what do I attribute this to? Make sure you're doing your personal development every day. Okay? Make sure you're doing your personal development every day. And as you're looking at all these goals right here, committing to your 2 a day, doing that is leading to your purpose. And what is your purpose? Whatever your goals might be. Maybe you want to be 3 or 3 qualified. Maybe you want to make $300, $400, $500 a month. Maybe you want to make $1,000. Maybe you want to make $10,000 a month. All of these lead to what your goals are all about. I was reading in a book, The Magic of Thinking Big, and there's a little part in there that's talking about 3 bricklayers. And there's 3 bricklayers that are talking. One guy says, I'm a bricklayer. The other guy says, I make $9.30. And the third one says, I'm building the most amazing cathedral, okay, and I visualize it and I see it. And I relate this to your business, okay? I got to sell products to my family and friends. You know, I made $20 for all that work that I did. Or I'm building a legacy for myself and for my family that nobody can take away. How do you view your business? What's your thoughts? Thoughts are things. What do you guys see for yourself? And I'm really focusing on mindset, because mindset is where it's at as we start to go towards Neor, and I'll talk about that a little bit later on. But you need to have it here. If you don't have it here first, it's not going to, the carpet's not going to roll out for you. Okay? Any good nuggets shared so far? Yeah? Okay. Do you need to, like a sponge, you need to squeeze the sponge and make more room? Is everybody good for a while? All right. So these are all important things. This is how we get charged up. Your cell phone dies, you charge it up. How do we charge ourselves up? By a lot of these events, a lot of these things. Whether it be sharing the products, doing real results parties, attending near you. This all recharges you because you're going to get zapped. You will get zapped. And I heard somebody say once, if it takes you an hour to get ready in the morning, okay,
Don't make fun of that.
What's that?
Don't be making fun of that.
It took her 2 hours. If it takes you an hour to get ready, you need to get ready inside, and you need to maybe take a couple hours for yourself to start working on the inside of you. So you got to really, really work on yourself, and that's like critical. So these are all ways that you can recharge yourself back up. If you do get zapped, the naysayers are out there, the dream stealers. Are you still doing that thing? You know, that thing, or whatever people want to tell you? But you just need to be, and your answer towards that is going to be critical. Because you might say, absolutely I am, because they're going to say, oh, what do they know that I don't know? Your attitude towards that, okay? And here's an important thing, is that what is your attitude towards network marketing, relationship marketing, whatever you want to call it? What is your attitude towards it? If your attitude is that you're not completely sure, you need to get educated, because I truly believe it is the greatest industry in the world. Doesn't require money, it requires hard work, time, dedication, and effort. Doesn't matter where you come from, because it's where you want to go that matters. Do some education on that. There's a great book, The First Year of Network Marketing, by Mark Yarnell. It's a great, great book. Especially if you've been in the business for a little while. When you read that, you're going to see yourself in different parts of the book. Read The Slight Edge. That's just a great life book. But again, we only think that things happen to us in network marketing, not realizing that things happen to us outside in the real world. Whether it be work, whether it be family, whether it be sports or whatever it might be. So it's really, really important. So make sure that you're charging yourself back up. That's critical. All right, setting your goals. Okay, that's kind of like the rocks. What's your big goals? What's your big rocks? Okay, you've all got the exercise right in front of you, and on one side it lists the rocks. What's your 3, 4, 5, 6 rocks? And flip it on the other side, you've got the pebbles and you've got the sand. I want you to take 5 minutes right now and just write down what's important for you. Okay, are you doing things in the right priority for yourself? Does everybody have one? You don't have one? I'll get it for you, Dave.
Anyone else?
your priorities straight. Because sometimes we put the sand in before the pebbles and the rocks, but we need to make sure that we've got the foundation for what is important to us in place first and build everything around that. If you haven't finished it, take it home. This is for you to take home and to really work on, because this is about you and what you want for yourself, and hopefully this helps to put things into the proper priorities. So, again, setting up your goals. I want to ask you this question. Are you doing things with fear and doubt, or do you know it's going to work? Okay. Are you doing things with fear and doubt? Because if you're acting with fear and doubt, it's like trying. You need to know that it's going to work. And if you need help along the way, that's why your coaches, that's why your team members, Crossline and everything like that is here. We're all here to help and support each other, because we all go through rocky patches. Every single one of us will go through that. Life is not just like this. Life is not just like that. There's going to be always, speed bumps, potholes, sinkholes, and there's going to be, some great mountains to climb. So really focus on this, because it's about you. Focus on your dream board. Look at it 3 times a day. Take a picture, put it on your phone. Okay, just make sure that it's in visible sight. So, as for the 2-day, I'm not going to really talk a lot about that, but I do want to talk about a couple of things here. Has anybody read the new rhythm book? Great little book. It's 60 pages, and there's, I think, 20 pages of pictures. Very, very easy. I think this is a great book for everybody to read, because it talks about what's important in our business. And also listen to that Jim Rohn tape. More importantly, too, is anybody familiar with what this is? The tear-pad sheet. The tear-pad or tear-off sheet or whatever they call it. Okay, when you're talking to a prospect, one thing when Bo came to the company is that there was not an easy way to explain what we do in the business. So he came up with this sheet right here, which talks about all the bullets of what Nerium/Neora has done to date. Okay? It's in your back office. It's called the tear-off sheet. Okay? But what I love about this, too, is that on the back page, we can show someone exactly how to make their money back. Okay? We can show somebody how to make their money back. Tear-off sheet, I think, or tear-off pad sheet, or it's under, every country will have it. Okay? So this is great. This is all you need when you're talking to a prospect, because this has got all the bullets right here of what Nerium has done, its accomplishments. Okay? And then on the back, you've got this right here. What I want to focus on right here is that we've all seen this before. But what I want to ask, and then obviously, guys, use the magazines as well. Read an article that's important to you, that you think will be important to your prospect, and point it out to them. This way they know where to go. Otherwise, they're going to open it and they're going to go, I don't know what they want me to read. Okay? But there's information here on all the products. There's information here from a lot of the leaders that are out there in the marketplace. So, have the tools with you. Remember, you want to be the messenger, not the message. I want to be replaceable. If I want my business to be dependent on me, if I decide to take a day off, what's going to happen to my business? It's not going to work. I want to be replaceable. I want to be insignificant, significant to help people get the information out, but insignificant that with or without me, the business will continue. So make sure that you've got this. And Jeff always talks about that. You always want to be pointing to a tool. You always want to be pointing to a tool. Are we all familiar with Go Prospect? The new videos are in there now for Neora. The new videos are in there for the Last Run Club. Okay? Everybody knows how to send videos through here. And make sure that sometimes you have to flick the page down to update the videos that are in there. Sometimes it might log you out and you'll log back in. But here's what I want you to think about. When you're seeing this right here, okay, know why you want to do something, but get involved with lots of different networks. And what do I mean by that? Is anybody familiar with LinkedIn? I'm not a LinkedIn master by any stretch, but do you ever notice when you make a new friend in LinkedIn, it says you now have access to 346 people. Okay? What is that telling you? That you've got a whole new plethora of people that you can actually build a relationship with and potentially possibilities for product users or business partners in this business. But build a relationship up. When somebody calls you to go to a networking event, go, because it's going to introduce you to a whole new circle of friends. And the more circles you've got of friends, the more people you're going to meet, and the more people you meet, the more potential that you will have for you to help you in your business. But don't ram something down somebody's throat, and I'm guilty of that. You meet somebody new, and all of a sudden, boom, it's like the fire hose hooked up to the little sprinkler there. All of a sudden, information is coming at them like crazy. But just go out there and set up different groups of people that you're going to meet, because you never know who's going to be at the right time. I always tell people the most important time in the area is when you're out going about doing your activities. You've got your 5, 10, 15, 20 hours that you've got laid out. But when you're going out to do your activities, always have the radar up, because you never know who you're going to meet. Remember, what you focus on grows. You go to do whatever you're doing. You're going shopping, you're going on a trip or whatever. But always have the radar up to look for the right people. And then by having a tool, you might want to share that with them. If it's a networking group locally, build the relationship up. Because once you build trust with somebody, they'll feel obliged to help you. Would you sample this and give me your honest opinion? Okay, when you're traveling, you can't always do that, but get out there and make as many new friends as you can through different networks, whether it be through your church groups, whether it be through your kids through school, whether it be somebody calls you to come to the Kiwanis or whatever it might be. Just say yes and go out there, because you never know who you're going to meet. Okay, and this is going to help you in terms of all this stuff right here. I'm not going to get into this because you've seen this many, many times. But remember, piquing interest is nothing more than getting a name and a phone number. That's all it is. It's not exposing, it's not getting all the information. Just piquing interest is, showing pictures. Wow, that's pretty cool. Well, I can't talk to you right now. Let me get your number. Okay, let me get your email, whatever it might be, and I'll shoot you off some information. Okay, so piquing interest is just getting a name and phone number or email address or text or through Facebook. And then, using third-party tools. Remember, be the messenger, not the message. So direct them to a tool. Send them a video. Get them a magazine, whatever it might be. And then the follow-up and three-way call. This is where a lot of people fall down. We only have your best interest in hand. I know we did a three-way call with Wendy, and I think Judy did it with you. But you know what? Do you ever feel like we're trying to sell you? What were we doing? Answering your questions. So Jill just set up a three-way call, and we just answered her questions. And that's all the intention is, because we want to find out where she's at. Because see, here's the key. We're unemotional about this person. How many people say, wow, if I could just get this person in my business is going to flourish. And you've been focusing on that person, and they might not be ready, and they might not tell you, kind of what's going on. So what you want to do is make sure that you're doing follow-ups and make sure that you're doing the three-way calls, because that will help you propel your business. And we might hear that they need more information, so we're going to shoot them off more information. So, that step is critical. Getting them to a live event, whether it be an RFP, Facebook Live, whatever it might be, and then obviously, sponsorship. I'm not going to get into any more detail than that, but just use the tools that you've got. And this is a great, great new tool that they've got. Did you find it, Alex? Yeah. Okay, great. And they've got that for all countries. They've got this for Canada, and this is in, obviously, U.S. dollars in Canada. We've got that in our currency, exactly. So, launching with Real Results Party, getting your party started. I'm not going to go into a lot of details on that, because we know we need to do that. If you open up a new business, are you going to tell the world or not tell anybody about it? You're going to tell people about it. And you want to make sure people know what you do. Okay? And there's, I know Ray Lynn's got brilliant posts out there. She's got all kinds of different posts. But not always posting with Miriam. Do some other stuff that creates curiosity for people. So make sure that we're setting up those parties. Miriam Edge, I think everybody should be doing this. To me, that's the most important tool that I've got. This is my office. I could be in Kansas City, I could be in Hong Kong, I could be in Canada, doesn't matter. This is my office right here, and the only way I can access that is by having Edge. Okay, so really, really critical. That I believe it's important to have that, and every Thursday there's a great call that happens as well. So you're going to want to have access to that. And then through the Edge, you can send out the samples. Through the Edge, you can send out all the sample packages to people. Okay? Is everybody having fun with those sample packages? Okay? And they're getting there pretty quickly. You know, the results have been very, very good. Make sure that if you hand somebody that, make sure you put them on the email campaign. So this way all the videos get sent out to them. All right. Some tutorials in your back office. You know, go back and start looking. As we progress over to Dior, there will be a lot more tutorials that come out. But take the time to invest in yourself, because you're investing in yourself to help you with your business. Don't always go to your upline with every question. Take the initiative to look yourself, and if you can't find it, I mean, there's nothing worse than somebody calling you 10 times for the same thing. Because what I'll say after the third or fourth time, I think you know where it is, okay? Go check it out. Maybe check under US, under prospecting. You know, but you need to take the initiative to go out there and to look at that stuff. And just get familiar with all the reports that are back there. Go near you now. It's a great blog page, okay, that everybody should go to because there's a lot of really, really good information that's there. So nearyounow.com. Product knowledge. I'm not going to get into a lot of this. You guys, I mean, you've heard it over and over. Does anybody have any questions about HIQ? No? Everybody's good with it? Wow. That's good.
I actually had a
Yes.
situation. I had a, sorry, I'm a hairstylist, so I was going to say client, but customer that had been, she's diehard, 80, and loves it, and it's great for her skin, but she did try the HIQ, and she actually broke out with, like, cystic acne. Has that, now I know I discussed with my mentor that that's a possibility of
Pulling out a lot of the toxins that are in the body.
Right.
It's just pulling a lot of that
How
out.
do you explain to somebody, give it some time, you know, like...
It's hard, but you just have to say, you know, and this has probably happened to them before as well when they use
With
something.
products, yes.
Yeah, with new products. So just say it's just pulling out, you know, this has got new technology in it, you know, and if people find it too tight, get them to add water, you know, to the face. So you just got to kind of talk to each person individually and just say, listen, it can happen. Give it a couple of weeks. And maybe it's too strong for them, so they might have to mix it a little bit of that with the day cream initially, put it in there and get their skin used to it. So we've had, you know, situations like that. And listen, I'm not a product expert. I'm not going to sit here. I mean, I'm a guy. I just put it on my face, however. You know, but what I did learn in here is that less is more with HIQ. Don't lather it on like crazy. Less is more.
So not the 4 to 5 pumps necessarily?
Well, it depends. I've got a big face. I take like 5 pumps, you know. But just put it on, but it doesn't need to be caked on.
Okay.
Just put it on there, but you don't need to like be putting tons and tons on. Just make sure that it's covering it, and you'll feel it. You know, you'll feel it on there. So yes.
So my great customer, she ordered night cream and day cream HIQ. She likes it, but she feels like her skin's getting drier. So should she use just a little bit of water?
Well, she's putting on the HIQ. She may want to do that. It's actually feeling drier, but it's not. Okay, it's a bit of a different feeling, and I don't know if anybody else wants to chime in on that. But you want us to? You guys?
Well, I think that the tightness of it, some people consider that dryness. Because tightness is with dryness. So if she's like flaking, so that is dryness. That is really. So just asking her questions and kind of probing as like, okay, so what, tell me about your dryness, or what do you consider dryness, and again, making sure that you use it long enough for your skin needs to adjust to it. And especially like sometimes in the winter, everybody's skin gets a little drier. So if they just happen to start using it 3 weeks ago and hello, it's winter, that could be the reason. So just asking a more pointed questions usually gets to the bottom of it.
And it takes time. It takes time, So make sure your customers know about the promotions that have happened, with the little sample packages that they might have received, and they get their free little boost. Is that this month or was that last month? It was last month, so forget I said that. Delete it. Okay, so I'm not going to get into a lot of this because, you guys have seen information on the product, and there's great videos in the back office. The best way to experience a product or to talk about it is to use it. Okay, I mean, I used every single product, because it's not makeup. Guys will look at me, I say, I use all the products. I'll use the Illumaboost, I'll use the firming cream, and I know what all the products, but just use it. Because if you don't use it, you're selling it. If you've used it, and at least had an experience with it, then it's just much easier to share. So, the patches, the firm, and all that stuff, so I'm just going to kind of pass through that. The wellness products are amazing. The wellness products, and the probiotic cream, I don't know, but that is an amazing product. For kids, for babies. We've seen athletes that have got their feet, they're in skates and they're sweating and they're breaking out, and just putting that on there is amazing because there's pro and prebiotic technology in that product. Experience it. And I mean, in Canada, it's $60. What is it in the States? 45? 45, and it's 150 mil. I don't know what size is it. You guys know my mils here? So it's a good sized bottle. It's 3/4 of the firm, but it's a fraction of the cost. So we all know the benefits of all these products right here. Just use them, okay? Use whatever you can. And I know some people with the youth factor experiencing, thicker hair, kind of growing in. So there's all kinds of great examples. But just by using it, and actually, whose favorite product is the HIQ? Raise your hands. Okay. Whose favorite product is the firm? Who doesn't have a favorite product? Okay. Who's the EHT? Okay. Actually, why don't you share what do you like about EHT?
The focus and being still more awake.
Okay.
Guess I realize I'm probably more focused
Okay.
and awake. And so it's not like a nervous energy like you take in too much caffeine or something.
Right.
It's just like you're alert.
Right. Anybody else on EHT?
Right here. Okay, so I have a testimonial, and it happened right when EHT first came out, but we're still taking it. But my son was diagnosed with a tic disorder, like Tourette's, and they had him on a medication for about 6 months, and then when EHT came out and all the information, everything with it, I'm like, I'm going to try it. And took him completely off of the medication that he was prescribed, and put him on that, and it helped abundantly.
Wow. Amazing.
It's great for the brain. I mean,
Okay.
anything and everything that's connected to the brain, I have seen some amazing stuff come out of that.
Absolutely. Guys, and here's what the moral of what we're doing right now. Are you sharing that to sell me or sharing your experience? Okay, were you trying to sell me or were you sharing your experience? How many people are scared to share their experience with somebody because they think that they're selling? Okay? So what you want to do is that share your experience because people want to hear the stories. Don't feel like you're selling somebody on it. And I could have asked the same thing for Age IQ. I could have asked the same thing for Firm or whatever. But, we share stories freely. But sometimes when it comes to prospects, we don't want to share a story because they're going to think I'm selling. But just when you talk from here, you can't go wrong. So the same way we just heard these stories, we're going to remember these stories. And when we come across a situation like that, we're going to say, we heard a story about a young boy with Tourette's, blah, blah, blah. So it's important that we share our stories and never feel like you're selling somebody. Okay? We're sharing that. Yes?
So I just was curious if anyone here has used the, I just lost it. The firming cream on their face.
I do.
So I love the products, and I use all the products. Like I love the products. My husband, he'll hit these guys, but he is like allergic to all the other stuff. But the firming cream, like you can't use that on your face. They use it on their
It's what the rule of thumb, and I heard this from Mehdi Beltran, who used to be an expert that the company used. The thicker the cream, it's designed for areas that needs that thickness to go in, and on the face it doesn't necessarily need it. But hey, if it works, it works. But it's designed more for other areas and stuff like that. But that's what I've heard about Firm. But hey, listen, if that's what works for him and he likes it, hey, just remember, men use this product too. Don't be shy. It's not makeup. That's what a lot of guys, for any men that are out there, when you're talking to people, a lot of men, I don't know how big this is. I challenge every man to stand in front of Sephora for 15 minutes. And I say, call me. after you've experienced that. And I talked to a friend of mine in Chicago, and he said, "No, I don't know how big these markets really are." I said, I hear you, but just go to Sephora. Stand in front of it for 15 minutes. He ended up going with a friend of his, and this girl ended up buying a $30 bomb. He called me, he says, "I can't believe all the people in there. She spent $30 on this thing." He goes, "I understand what you mean now, how big the markets are." Okay? And if you've got issues with the products, if you've got issue with the pricing, you need to get over that yourself. Go to the store. Ask them for a product that addresses fine lines, wrinkles, discoloration, and large pores and loose skin. And see how many products they pull out to address those issues. And then you're going to see our product at $90 or whatever. You know, they're going to say, "Wow, this is a steal." But you have to physically believe that here. So if you need to do your own homework, do your own homework by going to the spas and asking them, how would you address this issue? How would you address that issue? But you need to be crystal clear that we've got products that have got tremendous value. I've seen other network marketing companies that have got products like the Youth Factor, the powder, the capsules that are charging $80, $90, $100. We're charging $45. That's good value in those products right there. So you need to develop the belief in the product. So, and if you don't have that experience, you get that experience. Yes?
So, just a quick story experience. So, I went to your cosmetic makeup makeover, and I love their makeup, not all those tiny. And then she said to me, "Oh my gosh, and your skin is everything like Neon says. Your radiant skin and foam and everything. Oh my gosh, you look fantastic. What? Are you using dual product? And here, look, all this product." And she bought me 5 different products, and it cost like $600.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to hear anything what I use.
Yeah.
And then she said, "Look at this girl. Look at this girl. Look." And people coming over, and and then she said she's 60 years old, and actually I'm 50. And she didn't want to ask my age. I just look my face. I have this bottle, green one that you can use instead of paying for $600.
Yeah, absolutely. But you need to see, you need to experience that for yourself to know that you've got products that are worth a lot more than what they're even being charged. Because we address multiple issues. John.
Mary picked out Neiman Marcus because we were talking to people at the counter. The manager came up politely and asked us to leave.
Can you give me a sample, though? Yes, Raylan.
I had a customer that's been a customer for 8 months now because I followed her out of Ulta, and I said, "Girl, I was just in there. I overheard what that lady was trying to sell you, and I said, you might want to look into this." And so I was showing her some pictures out. So I didn't do it right at the counter, but you gotta be careful. But I did. I just went out and I showed her. I just got my phone out and I got my all my before and after pictures. I handed her my phone and I said, "Just start swiping." And she's like, "Oh my gosh, oh my gosh." So she's been my customer for like 7 or 8 years.
Absolutely.
You did her best, she saved her so much money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think what got us in trouble was one of the gals behind the counter was thinking about joining.
Well, she was a friend.
Well, here's the key, guys, is when you're talking to a prospect, create curiosity. Don't satisfy it. And I'll give you a little story. If you ever walk into someone's house, they've got a dog and a cat, what tends to happen? The dog will come and maul you to death. Lick you and whatever, and then after a few minutes you go, "Where'd that cat go?" Because the cat created curiosity because he didn't come up to you. So when you're talking to prospects, brand new people, be the cat, not the dog. Okay? Don't get the garden hose out and start squirting information like crazy. Just create curiosity. Get a name and a phone number. Get a name and a phone number. Okay? And then call them after. Or share some pictures. And can you tell me more if you're at a party or somewhere? Don't talk to them about it there. Store the information in here. John, we were talking the other day at the party. It was great food. It was great seeing you. I haven't seen you in a long time. You talked about a situation where you want to spend more time with Mary. Whatever the situation is. You guys ever heard of FORM? Family, occupation, recreation, and money. Some people say motivation, whatever you want to call it. And what that's all about is that you want to find a door that you can open. Because once the door's been opened, people will receive the information a lot better. Okay? So how's things, Tony, with the family? Fantastic. How about work? Oh my God, they got me working so hard. You know, if I could show you something that would give you more time with the family, would that be of importance to you? And just leave it at that. Great. Well, listen, I'll give you a call on it. Well, what's it all about? Hey, listen, we're at a party right now. It's not the right place to talk about it, but you need to take the onus to zip it and just get back to the party. Because by you not answering, they're going to be really, really curious. And if you're ever getting a haircut, when you prospect to the hairdresser or the barber, when they put the cape on or when they're ready to take it off? When they're, exactly, because if you're talking to them while they're cutting your hair, they're going to keep you there as long as they want, so they have the information that they need from you. So remember, always create curiosity, don't satisfy curiosity. Really important. So, this probiotic cream is amazing, and the powder, I mean, they're great, great products. The chews, you know, I'm sure we could go around the room and get lots of stories on the chews. You know, amazing, amazing products. So, announcements and prizes. I'm going to bring Mike and Ray Lynn up here. They've got a few announcements. So, guys, I just want to say one thing that I don't know if you guys realize how much work it takes to put these on, and the commitment that Mike and Ray Lynn and Tony and Jen have got to this event, whether it be for their team or outside people, okay, is above and beyond, and they do it because they want to do it, not because they have to do it. So, guys, let's give them a big, big round of applause.